Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the last chance qualifier match between Team WYLDE and Into the Breach during the Europe League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Point of trying to stick a plant a roll of the grenades on towards the fire, the steady ideas on towards a plant idea here, but as the first kill comes through, it's Kenny removed. The Habana gone.
A lot of grenades used there, trying to get rid of those yokais. Those are still in play, and as the timer is going to be running out, there's also still the nitro cell in the pockets of Leighton, but he's very far away. I don't think he can actually nail this throw, so it's going to be coming down towards those yokai drones, Emmy.
Down towards the yokai, going for the plant attempt here. Are they going to be able to get it tucked behind? They're winning out the back and forth fight for now, with only a second left. It's dropped, and that is obviously attempting to try and make it happen, and WYLDE are doing their best to keep themselves alive and moving. They haven't been forced directly out of position yet. There's that Deimos. He's being baited to a C4, but it was just sort of sitting and waiting for a teammate to get the drop on towards Leighton. Gone. 0-2 for now. He wasn't able to get a connection properly last time these two teams met, but Dodo sure can. Finds Oscar. Finds that response and that trade in what is an absolute castle he's built for himself there.
It's like a pillar fortress, but with Kibas, as Hazard goes down by the hands of Croxon. A bit of the verticality working against him here as Creed's now descending the main stairs, very much aware Packbull that a drop might be coming in soon. He's getting himself in deep into the corner, spots one, spots two, misses both, but finally will get one of the kills, not the second though. However, the trade comes in as Croxon comes in from behind, and WYLDE, they lock off round number 2 as well, as everything not working, unfortunately. But it's the pressure here that ITB aren't quite able to get on towards WYLDE. As you said, it was just down to the hatch drop by the end of it. Now they'd obviously tried to do and had got sections of work done elsewhere. Yeah, the pressure from the blitz. Hello, goodbye. There's the quick pop back. There's a man who loves to play a shield, and someone who's actually being closed down about it. Creed gets a couple. Noah's able to find one onto it. Leaves just Dodo alone. There was a second there where they started to bite back, and they did get the kit isolated on towards the top of Marble, but now they've got to try and get back into their own site, and they've got a long desk and a blitz on the other side of it. Sprays into the smoke and gets one, but they didn't let him get the finish in time. The depth of their map pool here. ITB still trying to work it out, and if the fire will isolate one, how awkward stairs are for this engagement. There goes Kendrew. Freck's able to get them locked out with the impact, and it's kind of expected, but that wasn't. Freck dips the corner, deposits Noah. Everything is sort of, I'm obviously with Twitch chances, getting them anyway. You can sort of dabble, but at this point, it's just going to have to turn into a shove. There's a win round. Oscar gets control of Garage, gets the first body, and now they can try and maybe pinch some of these players, but they have to draw some of the focus. They've gone with 3 different angles. They've got Garage, got the cross from Server, which is being smoked and pushed back, and then they've got themselves down the main stairs. Where are they going to try and drive their heart through? Because the kit is in Server. There needs to be some pressure, and in fact, there's been a rotate from staircase to staircase instead. Double down inside the site itself. Try and find your way through a smoked off door and just dive against it. The Echo drone, they can play this and deny the first, probably get the second as well. They've got to try and shoot it out. They do find it, and as the push comes in towards the side, it just leaves one for a second. But at that point, everybody had died. WYLDE! They keep actually playing it. I mean, that one did come down to just, last couple of seconds going through. And you see here, so much damage taken because of the actual commit there. And there's no point. I mean, you can try and stop that impact at that point, but that was going to kill them anyway. No matter where it landed. Anywhere.
Well, there's a bit of an attempt to close back in. Creed's. He knows there is somebody lurking around Banana, but Croxon's able to get one and get himself out of there. Kendrew's gone. Looks for the second and finds it before he gets traded out, but still, that they were on the hunt, and he still pulled out 2 kills. Gets this game leveled again with only 40 seconds left.
That's it, the damage is already done, and just look at Akiba setup once more to breaching the quad wall. Are they going for the push through here is the big question, because if they do, they're up against an entire fortress, and Frack playing on the closed wall as well. So you do see some of the rotates happening, some extra Akiba bears to be used as well for just a single opening to be given there. They see the ponytail, and the boss G takes it cleanly off.
Oh, the boss G, what a gun. sprayed through close, but the player's being surrounded from behind. Noah gets his third, and they're going to go for the plant itself. It is all down to Packball gets the first, but with the kit being planted behind the barricades, it's going to be a post-plant situation. Sprays into, unfortunately, nothing.
I think the Elite has it, right? But I don't think she's allowed to use the Elite.
She looks great, but in a warfare situation...
Maybe putting your ponytail up, you know, above your actual head isn't the best choice of fashion in that moment in time.
No.
Now is going to be pushing on towards the archives as the actual Candelas are starting to come through, and that usually means that the execute is nigh.
Well, there's the execute, and there's a couple executed. Leighton finds his first body with Dodo piling on a second, even though they lost Freck in the chaos. Azza is hoping to get a catch on somebody that might drift a bit too close to the Janitor's hatch, but he is not given that engagement, so instead we'll have to try and back up Creeds here at the top of square. He has a big cross angle. However, what they don't have right now is the kit. It's something that they're going to have to try and get and wiggle and weasel their way in towards it with the window control and the close wall. That's probably the focus at this point, but it's stuck in the middle. It is a problem that they'll have to try and root out. Still some Candelas, still some flashes and smokes. They might be able to get some coverage here, but they're concerned about potentially the C4s or someone getting a route round. There is a great pinch onto Croxon, but with 20 seconds left, it's going to have to turn into a greater sprint up the top of the stairs. There's another Creed. Gets deep onto Leighton. The vending swing comes out from Packball to level things up, and there's Dodo once again, leaving just Azza alone. Probably can't get to the kit in time, so has to go for the kills and the fights. He's able to find the first with a pistol. Packball is in Narnia at this point, and the spray is actually close. He took a risk there.
The Academy yesterday, and they were just completely being picked apart of their defenses on Bank. And as you mentioned, let's hope that the main team has actually got a bit of a better idea on how to hold this side together. Otherwise, this could become a very quick first map here for WYLDE. Out there, so they'll be forced to go for the actual, like, well, waste of it. Just let it be shot and hope that you have enough time. But with 35 seconds and a 20-second waste, that's not going to be happening. So maybe they have to dig in deep.
Rough pings on a backline player here, but it's going to turn into an absolute rout in a second. They're going to see if they can try and get themselves blinded and bucked across the top. There's long angles being fought and played against a crawling player with a kit, and Packball's going to try and get it locked in and planted. 17 HP from an impact, but that doesn't stop the man from getting it secured. Now the retake over the top. The first is dropped. There's a second that they expect to see, but as Noah and Packball trade each other out, it leaves ITB trying to do their best, and, well, it's actually Kenny and Azza that suddenly find it. Dodo, the last remainder, are 1 versus 1, but Kenny, he's on it. He's going to hold it for now, and then he pulls off. Ooh, Dodo almost got a haircut that he didn't quite want there. They've got themselves tucked on the angle, and Dodo finds the weak knee. WYLDE, they're able to get themselves the...
It does. It definitely does. And it's always, I'm always appreciative of being able to do multiple regions. Because you get to compare them. Good shots. Just unaware that Dodo was still upstairs and to get himself inside and start challenging.
Oh, it's ring around the rosies. They get to the mirror window there. They're going to hope that they go for the animation on a call. They've got their friend watching it on a drone, but the mirror's not taking the bite. It's Noah that gets Freck with a nice shot. It's the swing round, close on the corners, and Oscar leans into it. Brilliantly read there by Oscar. Leighton finds Noah. At least gets one back for the side of WYLDE here, but ITB, they have a man advantage. They have a little bit of solid ground to work with. You can see, you know, they're still refusing to give up this ground right next to the site itself. It's popped back and forth, concerned about people coming in, but Dodo finally finishes it round the back. It drew a lot of attention, though. Oscar didn't think he'd get out of there, and there's still the pressure onto the site that needs to come through. Packball getting in underneath, getting that hatch open, and try and get just a little bit of weakness there on towards that angle.
3-3, slowly the time is ticking down, and what do they have? Well, Packball's finding himself on blue stairs. We have one, I believe, all the way up top, and Leighton is finding himself in archives. They will have to dig in deep right behind the bomb chassis to try and get this plan to stick, but there's that the mirror window still out there that's going to be providing some support. Opening this up now with X-Carls is going to take quite a bit, and they will be fully aware of it, that the kit just needs to go in. And Kendra, all you need to do is be patient here, because that mirror window is going to stay up till near the end of the round as the kills are starting to come through, and I don't know where Packbull is currently finds himself in the middle of the side. Will get one of the kills to start things off, but not enough time to hold FM plant. Get a connection somewhere on the board now, but a lot of early utility used here by the side of WYLDE. Not really the response, or at least result they wanted out of it.
Well, we're about to fly in and get immediately knocked back out. Tuck safe 1 and 2 for Noah here. Easy cleanup on the swinging in players. Kenny gets another and a flawless.
Another round gets cleaned up, another round gets closed down. And a double repel in here. It was slightly unsynchronized.
Terror or terrible 20 seconds. As I said, the rotate round on towards elevator, on towards gold, draw some attention, try and alleviate the stress and the pressure on towards the planter that just goes for it. Noah does find the first. There's Freck with the spray back on, 8 seconds, and he's caught in a Fenrir mine. They're gonna have to recollect the kit and go for the plant. They cannot get the player back up. It's a 2 versus 1 technically, but they're going for the planter. They pull off and cannot find it. And just again on this base that WYLDE were able to win. Did include a Dodo triple kill and a 1 versus 2. So they're in.
Another player down on the actual long desk trying to go for a challenge, but there's also a player that's inside of the actual janitor. Are they aware? Rotates back in, gets found, but it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Deimos just doing what they do best. Croxon able to find out that first one, and it's a very delicate position they're in. Tracked out. Oh, but Creeds wins it out. Tucks himself back in. He's still fighting for his life up here. He doesn't really have a direct escape. They've put themselves in towards janitors. They're either side, and will a ponytail be the death of them once again? The pressure is going to come up on the window, and Leighton is there to shut it down. The Ossa was ready to sort of draw the focus. Packbull finds Oscar, and that body balance has now flipped, turned on. There is somebody just slipped on towards Mudroom. Do they know about the player on their left? Oh, they're about to get checked and wrecked. Potentially, they did know at the end, but oh, Kendrew, he's going to go for the big rotate out towards the window. There's nobody to pick up on it. He's able to get himself freely rounds. They've got to try and charge in, and Azza has the watch. They played it, baited it, and gambled with the risk of that power position, and Kendrew's made it work. WYLDE. 1 versus 2 here for Leighton to try and find it. Cannot get either of the engagements. They are playing coy, and they are the first team to finish.
Great take there from Croxon, but this should have been cleaner on the actual Azami. You had people down on the windows as well. You had to put the pressure from multiple different angles. They did it initially.
Get them anywhere, so they have to be sure that if they hit the ground, they are going to land without being swung on from janitors from this position. And there's only 1 player on the back as Croxon does find Oscar, puts us into a 5 versus 3. Freck has this cross angle. The motion is being made of the kit, and the cover of the smoke will give them some route through. The 3 players, 2 of them are in, but at this point, so is Croxon. He's been able to get pretty much the attempted momentum. There's a bit of fire they have to clear, but Kenny just drops it in. He's going to hop up on the side and hope that the cover's clear, but I don't think there's a smoke or anything really stopping it outside of the sense wall, so they could get the catch onto the gadgetry. It doesn't quite make it land, and there it is, but it's a second too late. The plant is secured. Now, they do have the man advantage, but they have to aggressively retake above, and with Oscar on the split fight, he's drawing them out. He's making this time worse and worse. Croxon cannot push this alone. He needs support from his teammates. He needs support from others, because otherwise, well, he's just in a 1 versus 2 himself. There's a retake all the way over the top, but he wins out this first one. There's the pressure on towards the IQ as well. Creeds doing his best to hold on above blue, above that hatch itself, and Azza is caught from Dodo on the second story, 15 seconds. And Leighton, he's on the first hole. There's 1, there's 2. He looks for the third, and he finds it. Creeds, supernatural, swings his way around, goes for the pistol on the last. And when they need it, of all the times we've been down in that site as well, obviously it was 1 the very first time WYLDE hit it, but otherwise it has been locked in by defenders. And with some of these gambles, some of these big bits of hero play, pressure on towards the hatches. Will they see if they can maybe hunt Azza, who's, oh no, able to pull a kill out. Dodo does get Oscar in the same second, and there's the death on towards Azza. And there's somebody down inside the site. They've just dropped, they've moved on the momentum itself, but they're not able to get it secured. And there is suddenly a WYLDE winning a round. Where were these attack rounds earlier on?
They have the flank cam on this. They should be aware that Croxon is coming up for the swing, and now he knows he's been seen as well, as Azza down below finds the kill into Packbull, but could be hunted down to by Croxon.
He needs to try and get himself sharp and direct into that fight. Instead, they're going to see if they can try and slip their way in towards the site. The blinds are coming out, the pressure on towards Kitchen, but the Ying goes down. Leighton finds 1 and 2 before being stopped by Azza on a triple for the round. And there's Noah and Croxton, a 1 versus 1. Croxton versus Noah, 2 big players, big gunners and big clutches throughout this with 20 seconds to juggle. See if they can try and force the motion. The play on the Peepers isn't quick enough. Oh, head in hand, he knew how close it was.
I'm not sure if that was his wishes. And as Fenrir gets banned, oh yeah, maybe
smash and grab through the site itself. Leighton's been able to shake that away and also slip away down towards Cargo. Will he opt for the stairs? No, he can try and rotate his way back up. He's about to find a fight on Games, and that one he does not escape from. Oscar gets 1. It's death all over the site here for Wild, leaving just Freck alone. Can't win out in IT, and ITB starts strong.
We didn't see like the awkward fight that we usually see on this site where, you know, like there's a lot of players on the mezzanines just trying to edge themselves and angle it.
Is the answer here, and well, the Habana's going to go for the plant. Packball's appearing around the back, misses the first shots, but he's stuck on the wrong side of his own team's fire here. There's Dodo at least getting a second and a third. Dodo doing his best to keep his team in this and fighting, and stops the plant. Now, between the pair of them, they can maybe try and pull this together. Azza has the kit in pocket still, but he wants to try and get a pinch onto one of these remaining players. 40 seconds, and he's going for a fight on a hatch, and he finds the head of Dodo. Finally stops his cruel run against it, and Packball still stuck inside Expo. Or Animus even, now as he sprays his way back across, gets the hop out of Animus, and drifts into a position that has otherwise been pulled away, but 20 seconds. Azza's going to go for the plant again. The cover is across. It's swinging its way around further and further. That won't be able to stop it, and neither will that, but he does get into a 1 versus 1. There's the second, the hop round. Packball. He's got the pings, he's got the player, he's got Expo, and he gets it! By his own team's description. He might be one of the worst modern Shield players.
I knew that Packball in the meantime had dropped down into Animus. He was stuck by the fire though for a whole 20 seconds, such a long time. But I'm still very much convinced they could have planted right behind the pillar as soon as they wanted to and still be in like a 3v.
Go for the hunt below. The position was called out and the pressure was put in. No plant, no secure. Instead, plan A. He's failed. The opportunity to a side. Plan B, bait them up and get a double. That's working pretty good. Azza cements himself at the top of Cargo, and Leighton left alone. Will stop the first plant. Has a C4 to maybe try and stop a second. Really depends on the positioning and how tricky and sneaky he can be with it. Now, they've moved off. They've got themselves stuck elsewhere. It's a tricky situation to thread that direction through the bars, and it won't slip its on through. And now Noah knows he can just secure this. He's just going to hold it for the whole time. And there it is, locked out. Caught.
Some time. They knew that the last player was down below. With a nitro cell was the pulse, of course. Azza, great play, holding down that staircase, finding 2 as they rotate back in. And whilst Leighton did everything he could from down there, I mean, he could have maybe waited a little.
Towards the pillar, towards the chance of the plant here. Azza's underneath, causing some problems. It was a rotate. It got a couple of kills and did a couple of bits of damage before. Noah finds Packball, 5 versus 3. The Glaz operating as that entry as the blinds go out, forces all the players on towards the backside. Dodo goes down amongst the chaos, and Creed's going to see if he can try and stick the kit, but in a 5 versus 1, it's a race between him and who can kill Croxton fastest. The blinds are out. And as they drop below, they have the vertical cover, they have you surrounded. Come out with your hands up. Oh, they shot him.
Do you remember this Japan
angle? It seems like they have a full read. 2 players stuck in lobby. They have to try and fight their way out, and that's a great way. Fished onto Creed's, blowing him out. Now the pair of them can turn around, but Azza is there. There isn't many escape routes from this situation. Dodo does find Azza though, so the support structure has come in, and Kenny gets Croxton. It's traded back and forth. They get the 2 kills. Importantly, Dodo's
still Leighton, very much off the side, playing all the way up on the top floor. Now already finding himself on the side itself. Oscar will go down, however. It's a traded kill to come through as Leighton now sending himself back in, but also realizes, hey, he still has the opportunity to freely move around the top floor, so he's going for another flank.
Packball, in the meantime, is getting himself rotated, but revealed by his own mirror, hoisted by his own petard. 10 seconds, there's Kendra getting the last one. ITB, it was just not good enough.
Nice C4, by the way, from Croxer. Saw the person run by, knew that that was probably where he was going to be ending up, but just finding that kill beautifully.
Together, the move on towards IT, the blind across, it's a quick smash in through the vertical. They're trying to make sure that the players do not find an escape, and there's Azza getting Dodo. That one is caught and surrounded, and Azza gets a second, but Packball does at least find a single fight backfire, is keeping Kendrew at bay. Leighton is safe to hold on for a second, but
Now starting to be made as well as they prepare themselves to go for an execute, and the plans. Hey, look, there's someone on the staircase there. What you gonna do about it? Well, that might actually be just a double collapse, but one kill found by Frank. A huge one before he gets traded out, but still the man advantage there for ITB.
great take on towards the shield, but unfortunately with the wall blown open, the warehouse becomes very thin, very tricky to keep yourself alive in. 40 seconds or so left, and they have their eyes towards the site itself, but there's still a player on towards cargo, and that's the problem for them right now. Leighton, don't know if he got caught out, don't know if he's been droned out, the pings are coming through. If he can get a snappy rotate here, he might be able to make something happen. The impact will go up one side as his teammate goes up round onto the other, smoked and covered all the way around a post plant, but he gets one of the cover players, a 2 versus 2. Packball might be able to operate, but he's a second too late here, a 1 versus 1, with the vertical being the decider. Azza, he plays it, he baits it, he knows it, and he rolls a flashbang to slow and irritate Packball at this point, who's going to have to go and try and take the fight above. Does Azza know? And is there a support system? Yes. It's very... no, maybe not, but Packball swings and pre-fires, and now he knows he's in a very narrow spot here. He's going to have to go wider for the fight. He's just pre-firing on it, but there's not a lot of bullets left, and that is a 5-to-1 half.
I don't know if that works, though. Can you get the mirror like that? Oh! No, we cannot. The nitrocell pops in.
Yeah, no is the answer.
I was ready to see what he's going to cook up there, but no.
Well, Noah gets rid of Croxton, who was trying to slip their way in towards the site and be a big direction here. It's all starting to fall a little bit apart for WYLDE. They obviously used their timeout. They're staring down the barrel with a 6-to-1, having to make a meteoric comeback to keep the dream alive. Creeds removes Freck from the equation.
Extent, I'm thinking he gets it because there is, of course, there with the diffuser, so he's forced to go through at some point because he's still holding off for it for now. 1 kill found. There you go. He actually hopped through on the PIP, and Leighton finds himself in sight, right behind, on IT, on the desk, waiting for a swing to happen.
But with 20 seconds, the pressure is still on WYLDE. As soon as they go around the corner, Dodo is down. There's 1. There's almost 2. A good effort, but unfortunately a good effort.
It is way too difficult. Rename yourself, and that's basically when I renamed myself.
I mean, if there's anyone you listen to. Ooh, Azza gone. Leighton gets the first, and a Buck wants to try and find an A route through, but Noah finds Dodo instead. They didn't last very long, but with Leighton inside the site, he was blown out, or above the site even, he was blown out. And that puts the kit cold. They try to be snappy, and
whatever they tried to do, they were unable to succeed. And as the opening comes through, the Castleberry kid, someone waits on the other side. Oscar unable to get the kill onto Frank, and suddenly it's a 2-on-3. So WYLDE, they have some life. The
pressure will be on, obviously, Creeds and Kenny to actually step into the fight. They don't have a C4, they only have their guns, they have position, and they have hope. And as the first drone rolls out, it will force Kendrew further back. Now the vertical is something he has to pay a lot of respect to and caution of, but as he slips past, they're going to aggressively move in and get executed for it. WYLDE, they find their first round in a...
However, 4 more to be taken to get themselves to overtime. It could be a huge reverse sweep though, being 1 map down and 6-1 in the second.
Now with the double throw there, utility, the weight and the break, it's also at risk of being destroyed and knocked off by the defenders who hop out. There's Oscar at the same time as Noah, finding kills, finding picks, and again WYLDE on the back foot. Dodo again doing their best, and Leighton cuts through the core of the site and kills Kenny. At this point, the focus on the above has drawn some attention, but the realization that they can try and manipulate a move elsewhere brings us back level. 56 seconds, and Azza tries to find his feet, but Freck knocks both of them down! 3 versus 1, Noah is all that's left. 45 seconds and a 1 versus 2. Finds the first kill, trying to isolate the second. And here, The clutch could be the one that dictates and defines it all. Just misses a sliver of a body through the floor, trying to find the plant. There's Noah, gets Dodo for a triple, leaving Leighton alone. He's found a corner to plant in. They can't quite get the angle. Oh, he finds it, Noah! No way! He's able to get the 4K.
Rounds, 7 of them, they got the opening engagement.
That is exactly how you go and win your own map choice. Dominant, very decisive, and a clean ability to attack. I think the ITB's attacks were very well orchestrated here today. They managed to pick up 5 rounds, and from what we saw based on Bank, with both of these teams really struggling on the attack, I think it kind of surprised all of us a little bit, because ITB came out and they had such a clear idea and intention of how they wanted to do things. And I mean, what would a game like this be without big individual performance? You look at players like Noah, you look at players like Azza, Oscar, everybody was getting in on the action. There was 3Ks, Kenny got a 3K as well, Azza with the 1 versus 1, Noah 1 versus 3 to close it again, by the way, because Bank went the way of a Noah clutch as well, that time a 1v1. Just an all-round performance.